welcome to Vlogmas. Come on in. Birds before coffee, as usual. They're hungry, so it's time to give them some more black oil, sunflower seed, and also more suet because they've depleted both. It's early in the morning and I have a tired face. It's another cold one. We're supposed to get a wintry mix this afternoon, and then on Boxing Day, which is Friday, and Saturday we're supposed to get a snow dump, so that'll be nice. I'll enjoy that. I thought I'd show you my giant cowl. This is the sockhead cowl, and I made it by creating a magic yarn ball, which is just where you tie ends of little pieces of yarn together with a Russian join and then just knit a giant ball. And so that's what I did. I made my sock head cowl, which is very cozy. But I'm going to go put the suet in the bird feeder now and stop holding the camera because my fingers have frozen solid. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, suet feeder's all full. And the whole time I could hear the woodpecker chirping away, letting me know that he's ready to eat. So I'm going to leave him to it. Good morning. Welcome to day 23 of Vlogmas, just one day away from Christmas Eve. We'll start our day by seeing what I got done on my Advent yesterday. It was busy. I didn't quite get the entirety of the nugget knit in. This is again one of those thinner fingering weights, so it tends to make a fatter, longer stripe. But here is a good chunk of it against the raspberry. I think it looks very nice. So I'll finish knitting that in today. But I did want to pop up here and get the Advents opened before my son takes over my craft room for his office space for the day. So here is day 23, and let's see what color it is. All right. Can't remember what this one is. It might be another Holst garn. So it's a burnt orange color, which will look very nice with the green. Getting close to the end of the Advent knitting project. So that's very good. So today I have to run into town because I realized I did not have enough surprises for the stockings and need to run to the hardware store for boring things, and then also bake some Christmas cookies, which is not boring. But yesterday I made my advocaat, which is like a boozy egg custard that you use as a base to make a snowball cocktail. And I filmed that for you so that you could see the process of making it. And I will include that video clip for you today. And other than that, just kind of a day of getting ready for the holidays, cleaning house, catching up on some laundry, so that tomorrow can be just kind of a fun, chill day. My son's fiance arrives late this evening, and so we're saving the decorating of the Christmas Christmas cookies for Christmas Eve, when he can join in with us with that. So that'll be a lot of fun, because we usually enter a cookie each and then have my family in England judge whose is the best one without knowing who decorated it. So that'll be pretty cool. And if anything else happens today, I'll take you along with me. So I will see you in a little bit. Bye-bye. Hi, I am getting ready to make homemade advocaat. I looked up how to pronounce it, so I think I got it right now. So advocaat is a boozy Dutch eggnog. So it's made with egg yolks, sugar, vanilla bean, and brandy. Basically, you make it just like you would make a custard over a double boiler, being careful not to let the brandy evaporate. And then once you've made it, you can use it to make, there's a couple of different cocktails, but the one that we make at Christmas time is a snowball. So it's some advocaat in the bottom of a glass, a little bit of lime juice, maraschino cherry, and 7-Up or Sprite, and just mix it up, and it's delicious. And we have it every Christmas. And the reason I make my own is because I can't find it over here in the US. Used to be able to just buy it in a bottle in the UK. But having said that, I like the homemade version better. It just tastes a lot better. So I thought I would show you how I do that. And then maybe you feel inspired to make your own advocaat or boozy custardy eggnog. Let me show you what you need to make your homemade advocaat. So you're going to need the yolks of 8 eggs. You're going to need 200 grams of caster sugar, which we can't get in the US, so I just use granulated sugar. You will need some vanilla extract. You'll need vanilla pods. You'll need about 350 milliliters of brandy. And then the tools that you need are a bowl to whisk the egg yolks in, a hand whisk, and then a saucepan that's slightly larger than your bowl that you're going to use as a double boiler. So you'll put water in the bottom, and then my stainless steel bowl just fits in the top. And that's what you need to make the eggs and the brandy and the sugar come together like a custard. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the egg yolks first. Eggshell in my whites. Here's a good tip. So if you have, you can't see it, but if you have an eggshell in your cracked egg whites or yolk and egg, the best way to get it out is to use the half shell of the egg rather than try and chase it around with a spoon. And it works brilliantly every time. All right, I am probably going to save my egg whites to make either egg white omelets or maybe meringue. All right, so that was 2. So I have my 8 egg yolks, and now I need to add 200 grams of sugar. And now I need to whisk these together with the vanilla seed, 1 vanilla seed pod. And if you watched one of my earlier Vlogmases, you know that I save the pod after the vanilla seeds are out, and I put it in a glass jar with sugar to make vanilla sugar. So let me go ahead and scrape the vanilla seeds out. Just take a sharp knife and carefully split the pod down the middle, and then pull it apart. And let's see if I can show you. Inside the vanilla pod are some really tiny seeds. They almost come out looking like a little paste. I don't know if the camera can pick that up or not. So I just use the tip of my knife to scrape them out. Smells amazing. So then what you get are these little vanilla seeds, which I add to the egg and sugar mixture. Don't waste any because this is good stuff, and it's a little pricey. I'll try not to waste too much of it. And I'll do the same for the other half of this pod that I cut in 2. All right, so here's my egg yolk, sugar, and vanilla seeds. As you can see, the egg yolks are very yellow. Now I have to use my hand whisk to whisk these ingredients together until they become very pale. So that takes about 3 minutes. So I'll get started on that. Start out slowly just to get everything incorporated. So here it is at the beginning, and I will come back to you when it's all pale and creamy. Okay, you can see that the egg yolks are now very pale and creamy and very thick. And at this point, we need to measure out the brandy and add that to the mixture. So we need 350 milliliters of brandy. 350 milliliters. So now we need to add the 350 milliliters of brandy to the egg, sugar, and vanilla mix, but very slowly because you don't want the eggs to split and separate. So just a little at a time. Okay, so the brandy has been incorporated into the egg and sugar mix. And now I'm going to put it over my pan of water. Now, it's not boiling, it's just very hot. Make sure that I turn the heat down because I don't want to shock the eggnog too much. I just need to cook it very slowly over the double boiler until it thickens up, and you'll know it's done when you take the back of a spoon and dip it into the advocaat, and if you can run your finger down the mixture and have it stay apart, then it's ready. So this part you just have to take your time with because you don't want to split the mixture and you don't want to boil off the brandy, because that's the point of a boozy advocaat. You want to have the brandy still have some of its alcoholic integrity so that when you make cocktails with it, it's delicious. All right, so I'm going to very slowly stay here and watch my pot. And when I've reached the right thickness, I'll come back and show you what that looks like. I should also point out that you need to stir it continuously. And another reason for not having the water underneath the mixing bowl too hot is you'll cook the egg yolks. And then when you go to have your snowball, you'll find bits of cooked egg in it, which is not at all appetizing. So slow and steady. Okay, I have reached the correct consistency, I believe. You can see that it's like a thin pudding consistency, but let's do the back of the spoon test to be sure. You can see the back of the spoon remains clean where I pushed my finger through it, so it is ready. So we're going to let that cool down for a little bit. And the last thing we need to do once it's cooled is stir in a tablespoon of vanilla. And just going to stir in not a tablespoon, just going to stir in a teaspoon of vanilla as the mixture is cooling. Once it's cool, I can decant it into a glass bottle. And then it will be stored in the fridge, ready to make snowball cocktails on Christmas Eve.
am just popping in to say goodbye. It's still snowing. I still have cookies to bake and walk the dog and then get ready for a quiet evening in. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you tomorrow, Christmas Eve, for day 24. Bye-bye.